Look over at your dog right now. There's a good chance they're asleep, because dogs sleep a great deal, and there's a good chance they're doing it in a very specific shape. Maybe curled into a tight little ball with their nose tucked under their tail, maybe flopped on one side with their legs stretched straight out, maybe flat on their back, belly to the ceiling, legs in the air like they've given up on the world, and you've probably never given it a second thought, because a sleeping dog is just a sleeping dog. But here's what almost nobody realizes. That shape is not random. That shape is a sentence. Your dog is telling you, every single time they lie down, exactly how safe they feel, how hot or cold they are, how deeply they trust the room, and sometimes, quietly, that something in their body has started to hurt. And most owners walk right past that message every day of their lives. Hi everyone, I'm Leo Bennett, your neighborhood dog guy, and today I'm going to teach you to read it. 5 sleeping positions and what each one is actually telling you, and I'm saving the best for last, because number 5 is the one that looks completely innocent, the one owners find reassuring, and it's the single most important change to catch early. Hit subscribe, and let's start with the one you see most, the one people get most wrong, the curl, the donut. Your dog rolled into a tight ball, limbs pulled in close, nose tucked toward the tail, maybe the tail draped over the body like a scarf. It looks cozy, and most owners read it as pure contentment, and often it is. But there's more going on in that shape than comfort. This is what behaviorists call the den instinct, a posture carried straight down from your dog's wild ancestors. Think about what the curl actually does. It tucks every vital organ, the belly, the throat, the soft parts, into the center, and wraps the tougher outer body around them like armor. And it conserves heat, pulling the whole body into the smallest possible shape so less warmth escapes. So a dog in a tight donut is doing 2 things at once, staying warm and staying protected. That's why you'll see it more in cold weather, on hard floors, and crucially, in dogs who are new to a home or still settling in. A rescue dog in their first weeks, a dog in a strange place, a shy dog, they very often default to the donut, because it's the shape that says I'm not quite ready to let my guard all the way down. So here's the correct way to read it. In a settled, familiar dog on a chilly night, the curl is just cozy and instinctive. Nothing to worry about. Give them a bed with a raised bolster edge to lean into, because that curled up dog loves something to press against. But here's the caution, and it's the thread that runs through this whole video. Watch for change. A dog who spent years sprawling out and suddenly starts curling tight and staying that way can be telling you something different, because pulling into a protective ball is also what dogs do when they're sore or feeling unwell. It's not the position on any one night that matters most. It's the trend. And that brings us to the position that means the opposite, the one that should make you feel wonderful, the side sleeper. Your dog stretched out on one side, legs extended, completely flopped over, often with the paws twitching and paddling as they dream. Here's why this one is such a compliment. To lie on your side with your legs stretched out, you have to expose your belly, the softest, most defenseless part of the whole body, the part every survival instinct says to protect. A dog does not do that in a place they're worried about. Side sleeping means deep, genuine relaxation, and it's usually where the deepest sleep happens, which is exactly why you see the dreaming, the little running paws, the muffled woofs. That's your dog cycling through proper, restorative rest, the kind they only reach when they feel truly safe. So the correct way to respond to a side sleeping dog is simple. Nothing. Let them lie there. Resist the urge to wake them for a cuddle, because you'd be pulling them out of the good, deep sleep their body needs. And if you want to make it easier, give an older side sleeper a supportive cushioned bed, because seniors with achy joints often shift to their side and appreciate something that takes the pressure off. Now let's talk about the position that looks almost identical to a nap, but means something completely different. The position that tells you your dog is only half off duty. Chest down, front paws stretched out in front, head resting on the paws, or sometimes head up, the classic loaf. This is light rest, not deep sleep. A dog in this shape is relaxed but staying ready, muscles still loosely engaged, able to be up and moving in a heartbeat. And here's the beautiful part, the thing that should make you look at your dog a little differently tonight. When your dog rests near you like this, chest down and facing the room or the door, they've often appointed themselves the guard. They're keeping one metaphorical eye on the entrance, on the family, on you, staying available in case something needs handling. It's not anxiety, it's a job they've quietly given themselves. You'll see this most in working and sporting breeds, the labs, the shepherds, the dogs bred for generations to stay switched on, So the correct way to read the loaf is as a dog who's resting but on gentle duty, and there's nothing to fix, it's completely normal. But here's a real caution worth knowing, and it's about breathing, not posture. If your dog is resting, and you notice they're holding their head and neck stretched up and out, seemingly to breathe more easily, and won't settle their head down, or if their breathing at rest looks fast or labored, that raised, air-hungry posture is not comfort, it's a dog struggling to breathe, and it's a reason to see a vet promptly. Now let's get to the one everyone loves. The one that looks the most ridiculous and means the most trust. The belly up. Flat on the back, legs sticking straight up in the air, sometimes called the dead cockroach, and it is genuinely one of the best things you can see. Here's why. If the side sleeper exposes the belly up dog surrenders it completely, throwing every vulnerable part of the body open to the world, throat, chest, stomach, all of it, undefended. There is no position a dog can adopt that says, "I feel safe" more loudly than this one. A dog only sleeps belly up when some deep part of them has decided that absolutely nothing bad is going to happen here. It's the ultimate vote of confidence in you and in their home. But there's a second reason for it, and it's practical. That belly has thin fur and exposed skin, and flipping it upward is a fantastic way to dump heat. So dogs go belly up more in warm weather, cooling themselves by pointing their least furry side at the air. Breeds like greyhounds and whippets famously love this pose, but any relaxed, happy dog might. So the correct way to read the belly up is as a wonderful sign, a dog who is comfortable, secure, and possibly a little warm, and the correct thing to do is enjoy it and maybe grab a photo. The gentle caution: some older dogs stop sleeping on their backs because it puts strain on an aging spine, so if your senior quietly gives up the belly up for side sleeping, that's usually just comfort, not alarm, but as always, a sudden change paired with any other symptom is worth a look. And now the one I promised you, the most important shape on this entire list, and it's important precisely because it doesn't look dramatic at all. It's the change itself. Here is the single most valuable thing I can teach you about your sleeping dog, and I need you to really take it in. It is almost never one position that tells you something is wrong. It's a change in the position they've always used, that shows up and then stays. Think about what we've covered. A dog who has slept sprawled on their side, or flung belly up for years, and then starts curling into a tight, rigid ball night after night and staying there. A dog who used to flop out in the open and now consistently chooses to sleep hidden away, under the bed, in a closet, somewhere dark and enclosed they never bothered with before. Those shifts matter enormously, because pulling tight and protecting the body, or retreating to hide, are exactly what dogs do when they're in pain or feeling ill. And remember, dogs are built to conceal weakness, so they will very rarely show you discomfort directly. The sleeping position is one of the few places it leaks out. So the correct way to use everything in this video is not to panic over a single night. Dogs move around, they get hot and cold, they nap in odd shapes, that's all normal. What you're watching for is a pattern, a new posture that arrives and persists, especially if it comes alongside eating less, moving less, reluctance to jump or climb stairs, or a change in energy. When you see that combination, that's your cue to write down when it started and call your vet, because you will very often be catching a problem weeks before it would announce itself any louder. So let's gather it all up. The tight donut curl is warmth and protection, cozy and a settled dog, worth watching if it's new. The stretched out side sleeper is deep, trusting, restorative sleep, the best kind. The chest down loaf is light rest with your dog gently on duty. The belly up cockroach is the ultimate sign of safety and a way to cool off. And above all, a sudden, lasting change in the shape your dog sleeps in is the message that matters most. And if you've spent years watching your dog sleep and never knew they were talking to you the whole time, please don't feel 1 ounce of guilt. Nobody hands you a manual for this, and the fact that you sat through a whole masterclass to learn to read them tells me your dog picked exactly the right person. So tonight, look at the shape your dog is making, and then come tell me in the comments which of the 5 your dog sleeps in most, because I read as many as I can and I love picturing them. Hit that like button so this reaches more dog owners, subscribe for the next deep dive, and take good care of them, and take good care of yourself. I'll see you next time.